hour. I'm trying to connect with the laptop. I'm going to be on my phone. I'm trying to connect with the laptop. And I can't connect with the laptop. It's a very old laptop. And hang on a second, connecting. Will it connect? Who the heck knows? Have you been? Robert, tell me things. Robert, you there? Hang on. What is going on? What is going on indeed? So this is a quick update. A quick update. Hey, hello people. Hi there and hello. Hey! Earliest I've seen you. Indeed, and my father is here. How soon? This is taking a very long time. What is up with the internet connection on this floor? All right. So this is a quickie, I think. Just because I happened to see somebody posting a 20-month update. I didn't watch it, but I saw it come in on my notifications, on my feed, whatever it was, on YouTube. And so I figured, hey, you know what? Let's figure out how many months it's been since I started growing the hair, or rather, since I stopped brushing the hair. And then let's do that. Let's do a quick update on the Nazarite dreads, on the natural dreads. Robert says, working, getting ready for the Christmas. You ready for Hanukkah? Am I ready for Hanukkah? Am I ready? Not quite. I'm not quite ready for Hanukkah yet. But people are starting to eat the traditional sufganiyot donuts, and wait, what happened? The internet is cutting in and out here. The internet's cutting in and out, and that's not too good at all. So first, oh man, it keeps cutting in and out. I'm not sure what to do. What we're gonna do? You'll have to walk with me. All right. I'm gonna broadcast for a bit. Okay. Hang on. Okay. Well, how am I gonna do this? What am I gonna do? I don't know. All right. Where do I... Okay. Here, you know what? Let's do it this way. And try like this. With this. No, still won't hold it. Hang on. I'll figure this out yet. No, still not happening. No, I want to prop it up a bit more so you don't get all this headroom. Hang on. There we go. This should do. Hang on a second. Come on. There we go. That's better. I think. Is it not? Can you see me? Can you see me well? Where's the sun? The sun is in this direction. Now the sun is covered by a cloud. Okay. What do you have to do to prepare for Shabbos? Well, there's preparing the food. And there's cleaning the home. And there's... Wait, no, I want to be more... Angle. No, more that angle. Yes. Here. Ah! Come on. There, that should be good. Oh, man, see, too good to be true. Just fell. Okay, we can work this out. We can work it out. Come on, I've got nothing here. I've got nothing here to help me. Of course I do. Let's try this. Okay, good. That seems to be good. Yofi. So, oh, wait a minute. Okay. Yeah, it is a beautiful day in Jerusalem. I started early. I went shopping. I'm done. And I actually had a different shirt on, a dark sweater, because it is cold, chilly. And I wanted to wear something that the hair would be visible, more visible than black on, if I'm doing an update. Okay, so here, I'll give you the back. Here's the back. Is it visible? Is it not visible? Who knows? But that's the back. So this hair, right? So you could see over the years, different shapes, different forms, different congos, dreads come in together, and there is the baby, the current baby, which is this guy. This guy, which is hanging over here. I mean, and it just recently started to form, and this is the baby right now. There are a couple of others that are older that will eventually form up and probably get sucked into one of the congos. At this point, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, give or take 5 big chunks, right? Then all of this. That idea of congoing, when I first started growing the hair, I didn't really think of congos. And for the first, I guess, 10 years or so, I was more diligent about separating. And it's been, what has it been? Almost, what is it, 14 years. So I think it's 14 years since I've combed my hair. And it's a couple of years before that I grew out my hair. When I was in my mid-20s, I still had my long side curls, which I grew at the time. From when I was 18 until I was 25, I had side curls that I grew from basically nothing. And then it was the hair growing around it. I never actually physically cut my side curls. I enjoyed having them very much. And the hair has been part of my journey before the vow, after the vow. And, wait, hang on. Okay. So yes, it is a beautiful day. It's partly cloudy, but when the sun is out, it's nice and sunny. And I love that about Jerusalem. That even in December we can still have days of fun and sun, even if they're colder. But I mean, no rain clouds and a lovely blue. It's really wonderful. Okay, so I've done these updates before, random or less random, and there was the Nazarite Dreads channel from a few years ago that had, I don't know, 10 videos on it, and it's in this channel's archives. And someone asked me, maybe it was you, Robert, a week ago or so, I don't remember. Someone asked me if my hair holds the same quality of strength as Samson, and I said, well, I'm trying to get stronger regardless, but that's neither here nor there. The hair to me, as always, right? It's a physical thing, but it symbolizes a world entire. And yes, you can be a Nazarite without the hair, but for me, the hair has, okay. But for me, the hair obviously has significance. I would be a Nazarite still, even if I woke up tomorrow with a completely bald head. The vow is more than just an external thing, but definitely the dreadlocks, the Nazarite dreads are the mark of the Nazarite, have been known as the mark of a Nazarite, not only of a Nazarite, but that I know is the way it's been. And in the Book of Lamentations of Eicha, what's up? What is it? Really? Really? And you think this is the time? No, is there no one else in the house you can ask? Pretty sure there is. No, wait for Shabbos. Have it tomorrow. Right. So the hair, right, will decay and die along with the rest of me, but growing it out for all of this time has certainly been symbolic in a way that the Nazarite separates himself physically, right? It's part of how the Nazarite separates him or herself by not cutting the hair with a razor and not ripping things out of the root, and basically not cutting the hair. And that idea of the hair, which in other people represents a certain divine revelation, but in the Nazarite a completely different one. That's something that I figured out years already into the vow. So an update. Basically, after the first 2 or 3 years of growing out the hair, there has been no real need for updates. But I, as I said, did see somebody who did the update just now for 20 months, and I wondered how many months it's been. So 174 months since I last combed my hair, 174 months since I last brushed my hair, and again, it would be closer probably to 200 months since I actually got a haircut. I stopped brushing and combing when I had already, I don't, I mean, shoulder length or not shoulder length, no, before that, but sort of the two side curls and some hair. Robert says, yes, it was me. I wonder if there's some spiritual strength in the Nazarite locks, but not coming from the Nazir himself, but from God. Well, in that sense, all of the revelations of weakness and strength alike, they originate with the Most High God and the divine revelations. But what we do here makes a difference, obviously. And we have that quality, that capacity, that ability to make changes happen in the higher realms through our work here in the lower realms. It says, Shechina batachtonim tzorich gavoha, meaning the dwelling of God in the lower places has a high purpose. Something like that. It's not even purpose. The word is need. It's a high need. It's a very great need to have the divine dwelling be in here, right? In this world, olam ha'asiyah, the world of doing, the world of toil, the world of action, a world that is past as well, the eating of fruit of knowledge of good and evil. And that's a whole other ball game. But so, as I said, I don't necessarily feel the need to post an update, but there are so many people on YouTube and in other places growing dreads, making updates. I thought it would be fun to make a random sort of 174th one. As for strength, I think that there is obviously physical strength, and there's strength of character, and there's mental strength. Every strength can be weakened, and everything that is weak can be made stronger. And the Samson Nazarite vow, unlike other vows of other Nazarites, the Samson one, where you're not allowed to cut your hair at all, and it's from birth until death, or from the time you take it until death, and there is no annulling the vow as such. Obviously, there are halachic loopholes, and you can make it happen. I know a couple of Nazarites who do have a loophole in place. I had a loophole in place at the time before, right when I was simply practicing the vow, but I didn't actually take the vow yet. I had that in place as well. Robert said Samson had 7 locks. I know the number Sheva is near to God. So Sheva meaning 7. So yeah, Samson had 7. As I said, I had what? I have something like 6, or maybe it's 7, depending on how you count them, right? If you count these 2 things as separate, for instance, or if you count just this one thing, or if you count each and every one of these things, and the new babies as well that aren't quite formed yet, and that are just in the process. So the number 7 relates to this world and the way that God reveals himself in this world, right? There are 7 days of the week, and there are 7 seas, right, and 7 deserts and 7 continents. Well, 7 continents, broadly speaking. The number 7 has to do with humanity and with nature, whereas 8, where if you put it on the side is the infinity, right, symbolizes things that are above nature, which is why Hanukkah was 8 days. Hanukkah, when the Maccabees purified the temple and rededicated it, that's what Hanukkah means, dedication. They decided that since they missed the holiday of Sukkot and the 8th day of assembly, that they will take those 8 days and do it now. That's why Hanukkah is 8 days. The oil burning for those 8 days was incidental. The great miracle of Hanukkah, and I think I have a video or two on the matter in the archives of this channel. That the miracle, right, was the kingship returning to the people of Israel in the land of Israel, to Judah, and the temple being, the victory over the what is it? Selenic Greeks? Oh, how is it pronounced? Anyway, Antiochus Epiphanes IV. He was a Slouk, so I don't remember what type of Greek he was. But yes, the Maccabees and the warriors, the rebels. Maccabee means hammer. Judah, the Maccabee was Judah the hammer, the general of the of the rebel alliance. They were able to break through the defenses, purify the temple. All the Nazarites that could not bring their offerings. It says in the book of Maccabees that there was a group of Nazarites waiting who had fulfilled their vow days-wise, but not offerings-wise. And even if you vow for, let's say, 60 days, and the 60 days are up, your vow is only comes to a fulfillment, and you are free of it once you bring the offerings, shave the hair, and put it under the fire of the Thanksgiving offering, if I'm not mistaken. And there was a group of Nazarites who had finished their time, the time of their vow, but they couldn't fulfill the vow without bringing the offerings. One of the only times that Nazarites are mentioned in the Tanakh. And actually, that's not the Tanakh. Sefer Maccabim did not make it into the Hebrew Bible. It's the Apocrypha, Sfarim Chitzonim, the external books, the outside books. The Nazarite look definitely fits you, says Robert. Well, from what I've gathered, people have told me that long hair has always been a good look for me. I had long hair as a child and in high school, and only for the time of those 7 years or so, I had a shaved head and 2 side combs. Oh wait, I gotta mute. Okay. Robert says also 7 golden candlesticks originally. Yes, that's right, in the menorah. There are also 7 openings in the face, right? 2 eyes and 2 nostrils and a mouth and 2 ears. It's known as the place where the divine revelation that is on the inside can make its appearance on the outside, and things can come in and things can go out, and there's a kind of reciprocal nature between what goes on outside and inside of these holes, and they represent the menorah. They represent the 7 candlesticks of the menorah, not the Hanukkah menorah as it's known in foreign parts. That's called a Chanukiah. The menorah has 7, the Chanukiah has 8, and a 9th one to aid the lighter and the candles. So yes, the number 7 is definitely a lot of 7 times 7, that whole thing of the Jubilee coming in the 50th year, and we have 7 times 7, 49 days of counting the Omer. We have 7 times 7 of the lower 7 Sfirot and the relationships and the way that they intertwine and the way that they have their dialogue, their discourse. Eventually, again, all coming down to fruition, to the actuality here in this world, which is why even though this world is considered very low spiritually, it has the most ability, the greatest ability to make things happen in the highest realms. What goes up must come down over here, and things that go up over there, they come down but differently. In other words, and I have a video on this as well, when Kohelet says, right, the King Solomon says that there's nothing new under the sun represents this world, or the masculine, let's say the masculine presence in this world. And so while it's true that there's nothing new happening under the sun, there are new things happening all the time above the sun, right? And I use the sun as a word to convey a certain divine revelation pertaining more to this world and the lower 7 Sfirot. But we have the ability here, from the bottom of the bottom, from the final stop, right? From the bottom of Malchut, Olam Asiyah, we have the ability, specifically from here, specifically through this meat sack, this body, that will decay and die and is here and gone, and tomorrow, will be in a grave somewhere. We have the ability to make a difference in the upper echelons of divine revelation, all the way to the bottom. We alone, as the image of God, right, humanity, have that capacity of making a difference here in this world, where things like the hair, right, which starts from inside and grows down as low as it can get, in the very same way that the Nazarite vow shows how this is, how it is in the world through a person. And again, Nazarites obviously are not the only one with dreadlocks, Hebrew or not, but insofar as the Nazarite vow and the hair and the natural dreads and letting them do their thing is concerned, it's in a way to mimic and show and exhibit how the divine revelation is operating, coming in from the highest, right, as low as it can go. Hey, WD is here. What's up, buddy? It's all good. It's all good. I'm really happy to be doing this quickie live stream, and 174 months So I started saying, it's not that I needed to do an update, but it is always fun to do whenever I do an update, because I always have, for instance, a few months ago, I wouldn't have this little baby to talk about, because he didn't exist, right? The hair was growing from this point, and then as it got longer and longer, it started to tangle up together. And I mean, just, but let's say 8 weeks ago or so is when it really started to make the first knot. And now it's been some time, and there's already, you can see there's already something forming here. And hopefully, it will be able to fold in on itself, right, and twist and turn and do its thing, and then become either a standalone thing or get sucked into one of the nearer congos. And this in the front is still regular hair, has never ever knotted up, has never managed to dread up. At some point, judging from my father and my brothers, at some point there's a good chance that this will fall out. I'm entering my 40s, right? I'm in my early 40s. There's a very good chance that this will fall out. Hopefully, the rest of it, I hope to go to my grave still under this vow. I hope to go to my grave still with the hair, but time will tell. Who knows? Time and genetics are indeed against me, but who's to say? Hey, Reagans is here. Hi. Hey, I actually watched your old vid on locks today. Well, look at that. That's funny. I only made a handful. WD says, I wish you a wonderful Shabbat, my fellow travelers. Thank you, thank you. You know what? This might be a good time to stop, perhaps. Does anyone have any questions pertaining to this and this or that or Shabbos? It's a very important Torah portion, right? It's where Yaakov becomes Yisrael. He gets his name changed twice, first by the messenger and then by the divine revelation itself. The value of patience and discipline. Yes, I was speaking of the value of patience and discipline in the sense of, right, the hair in the different lock videos, because it really is something profound if you want it to be. Obviously, it's just letting the hair do its thing, no maintenance involved. Put down the comb, put down the brush, put down the conditioner, at least for a time, while it all locks up, for 2 years, 3 years, or get conditioner that's specifically meant to clean but not detangle the hair, whatever works for you. It also, of course, depends on why it is that you would be taking this natural hair journey. But yes, the discipline and the patience and the growing out the hair like this, definitely under the Nazarite vow, but even if not, there's a lot of there's the ability, the quality of this journey to filter out a lot of things, situations and people and things you think about yourself. And I found myself definitely changing alongside this vow, alongside the hair, watching it go from chaos to order, right? Chaos, like in some ways it's still very chaotic, and in some ways it's pretty orderly, just going down, doing its thing. The sun isn't down yet. Keep going. No, there's the sun will set in just under 4 hours. There's still a lot to do before Shabbat, so I will have to say goodbye soon. But this has been lovely. So, right, patience and dedication. I don't know if discipline, maybe discipline for some, definitely. And there is the discipline of the Nazarite ship, which is a separate issue. If we're just talking about natural dreadlocks, organic dreadlocks, freeform dreadlocks as such, I don't know if it's as much discipline as it is dedication, but it could very well be, and I know this for a fact, that it can be a disciplinary thing as well. If you're only doing it, let's say, for the sake of external appearance or fashion, that has its place, of course. And yet, if you have that added value of something that is within, of which the hair is only an external mark of, right, an external manifestation of, I think it'll be that much of a boost and that much more of a, of that which can push you forward. Robert says, what's the significance of Yaakov getting his name changed? New beginning. I'm assuming you mean beginning and not begging. Well, Yaakov means heel. Yaakov was born, right, and he was holding the heel of his brother Esav. Yaakov is this thing which is not a standalone. Yaakov is at the heel of somebody. Israel stands alone, right? Those who stand, sarita, those who wrestle, those who stand, those who struggle, and they do so on their own. What does it say in the verse? Vayivater Yaakov levado. Yaakov was left alone. Vayavek ish imo adalot hashachar. Right? And a messenger, a man, a person. It doesn't say Adam, it says ish. Right? Wrestled or strifed or struggled with him until the coming of dawn. It was Yaakov alone. And the significance of Yisrael in that sense is that you can do it. You can do it. You have the strength. The name bespeaks this innate quality of Yaakov, of Yisrael, and the children of Israel to withstand the slings and arrows of time and fate and tragedy. So the significance is that the name Yaakov was still used after he got the name Israel, because it is two-faceted, right? He has that part of him and he has that part of him. The part of him that's part of another, right? A twin. And then there's the part of him that stands alone, right? And fully realized, as it were, which is why later it says, Vayavo Yaakov Shalem Ya'ir Shechem, that Yaakov came whole and complete, whereas a few verses before that he was limping because of the struggle with the messenger. When he arrived at Shechem, things went down there that were not cool, but when he arrived at Shechem, it says Shalem, meaning whole, or, well, let's leave it at that, whole. And the idea is that even if you're injured, and even if you're limping, you arrive at a place whole. You did it on your own. And there's a great merit to be able to withstand and to wrestle, to strive, to have the ability to struggle with this life and with divine messengers and with the divine revelation itself. So yeah, a very important Torah portion this time. Definitely indeed. Okay, you know what? Here, it's been almost a half hour, so I'm going to say goodbye. Thank you all for being here. This has been so much fun, a spontaneous 174-month update. So here it is. Wait, so here's the front. And as I said, it's sort of thinning up here, but over here, it's just these two little tufts here that have never locked up. But over here, all in back, is, all locked up and good to go, basically. And like I said, there are babies, there are Congos, there are different things still going on here. The hair, thank God, has not stopped growing. It continues to grow. It will grow as long as God can grow it. I will be growing it, God willing. And like I said, I must say it again, it is just hair. It is a physical thing. It will die, it will decay. Most of it is dead. The root is alive. Like I said, the hair of the Nazarite and natural dreadlocks at large. The journey can teach you a lot. The ongoing journey, not just in the beginning when it's a mess. It can teach you a lot if you let it and if you want it to. On that note, let's have a wonderful Shabbos. Thank you again. I appreciate your time and your kind attention. God willing, I will see you on Monday. Right, so Wednesday. I wanted a live stream on Wednesday. It was a very long day. It was like a few minutes before 9. I didn't even notice. My woman goes, hey, you're going to broadcast? I look at the clock. I'm like, nah, maybe later. I didn't do that either. I fell asleep on the couch that night, if I'm not mistaken. I was beat. I never fall asleep on the couch. Let's have a wonderful weekend, a wonderful Sabbath, a taste of the world to come, a Sabbath of rest and of joy, of relaxation, of Torah, of prayer. And God willing, see you Monday. Shabbat Shalom from Jerusalem.